day, he has the record of the most knockouts of any professional fighter. 141 knockouts, unheard of.
Masterful, intelligent, but not flashy enough for the average fight fan.
He became really the old Mongoose. He would lay in wait. He could box, he could punch. He knew what boxing was all about.
Archie Moore is a man of mystery. He claimed to be born in Illinois in 1916, despite the fact that his mother told reporters he was born in 1913 in Missouri. Archie would joke he was 3 years old when he was born, which seems very on brand for Archie Moore. For as long as film existed of him, he was an elder statesman of the boxing game.
As old as he was, you still saw what made him great, which was what was inside of him.
In every fight you see here today, Archie is at least 34 years old, even by his own more lenient estimates. He fought for the first time in 1936. He retired for the first time in 1941, when a series of stomach ulcers nearly killed him.
The doctor told him, so Archie, you can kiss it goodbye. You'll never fight again, no matter what.
Archie would bear the scars for the rest of his career. By 34, most boxers are contemplating retirement. Archie Moore, aged 34, was just getting started.
All I wanted was fights. I didn't give a damn who I fought.
We begin our tale tonight a full decade later. Every fight was a race against time, to cement a legacy before the clock finally ran out on ageless Archie Moore. It's 1951, and Archie already had 139 professional fights. His opponent tonight, Jimmy Bivens, was a comparative rookie with just 95. Needless to say, Bivens and Moore had fought before, 4 times. Also, needless to say, they showed a level of refinement and professionalism only gained over hundreds of rounds under the bright lights.
1 minute to go of round number 4.
Archie's short uppercut sent Jimmy home stumbling to end the 9th like he needed a designated driver.
Now calling Dr. Nardiello into the ring. Bivens firing suddenly in the 9th round.
Jimmy knew when he'd had enough.
The fight is over. The winner by a technical knockout. At the end of the 9th round, with his man on the deck suddenly picking himself up, Archie Moore.
While Archie was known for his work at 175, he also moonlighted as a heavyweight. Archie loved fighting the big boys for a few reasons. He hated making weight, and a heavyweight could be counted on to be just a tad slower and to tire a bit faster in a long fight. But for a puncher with the power and precision of the old Mongoose, a bigger man was just a bigger target.
2 minutes remaining. Ambrose Davidson in the white, in the dark trunks.
He gave up 30 pounds to Embrell Davidson and still had the power and timing to lay the bigger man out on his face.
30 seconds in this first round. Boy starting out at a pretty good pace. Ambrose Davidson goes down. And that seems to be about all. Archie Moore winning by a knockout.
Archie fought 18 times in 1951 and went 16-1-1. Archie started 1952 by avenging the loss from the year before to Harold Johnson, solidifying his place as #1 contender at 175. While still knocking the occasional heavyweight out, it was a slow year for Archie, fighting just 8 times.
Moore got in there.
Archie Moore.
And it is a
Archie
unanimous
Moore.
decision for Archie Moore.
Joey Maxim had just survived a near-death experience with a light heavyweight version of Sugar Ray Robinson. The beating Robinson put on him under brutal 103-degree conditions was so bad that Robinson dehydrated to the point of collapse.
The end of the round, but they don't hear the bell. Referee Raymond Robinson reels to his corner, aided by handlers Harry Wiley.
Maxim's durability and poise kept him his championship.
Joey Maxim retains the title, light heavyweight champion of the world.
But it was just a week out from Christmas. Archie got the gift he'd been waiting for.
A member of the Weights and Standards Bureau to come out and check the scale.
Archie learned from the Robinson fight that it was a pointless endeavor trying to knock Joey Maxim out. So Archie fought to the basics. He worked the body early and ensured despite his advanced age, the 30-year-old champion would also slow down the distance. He punched short and tight and accurate. He didn't waste effort on extravagance. And he always had a way out of danger. Archie bullied the taller champion with head control to push him back and stand him upright. His cross-arm defense and educated head movement made him an impossible target. It may have taken far, far too long, but old Archie Moore was now light heavyweight champion after 16 years as a pro.
New light heavyweight champion of the world, Archie Moore.
Between January and March of 1953, Archie Moore fought 6 more times, then fought a rematch with Joey Maxim in July.
Archie loves to fight.
At no point could Joey pin down the old Mongoose. Archie retained his title on another 15-round decision.
Effort by the oldest active world champion in the ring today.
Archie loved to travel as much as he loved to fight. He'd previously done long tours of Australia and South America. So he went to Argentina and took on local heavyweight Dogma Martinez. Archie made his next title defense against his old rival, Harold Johnson.
And it was murder. Taking water only when he had to.
It took until their 5th and final meeting for it to finally be for the title. The dynamic is always different in a rematch. Considering it's the 5th time, Archie and Harold shared a ring so many times, they were more like co-workers than opponents. They knew every detail of each other's game.
Real good jab. He's giving more trouble with it.
Archie was going to pressure. Harold was going to use his jab and reach and counter power with power.
So Harold knows older men can be dangerous. Good combination.
Harold was in his prime at 27. Archie was at least a decade older. And as the contest goes into the championship rounds, Archie starts aging in reverse.
That's Moore's best punch so far.
Soon, prime Harold Johnson is the one looking old. Archie comes to life to finish the fight on a brutal combo in the 14th to keep his title.
There, a great right hand. He wanted a real pro.
Archie's meanest knockout would come in his next title defense. Archie was now 38 years old, depending on who you believe, and just one win shy of 150.
You'll notice that both fighters can punch from any angle, from any position. Olsen is busy almost all the time.
It was the third round when Bobo finds out power is the last thing to go.
Force the issue with the big blow.
Archie crouches as Bobo throws a pair of headshots and drops his hands. Archie torques himself out of the crouch with a loaded left hook. As he throws, he steps out to the side, allowing him to arc a second hook between Bobo's high guard.
And a good hook, and that looks like it. Gold team, it's all over. Archie Moore retains the World Light Heavyweight Championship.
Just before that beautiful KO of Bobo, Archie had edged a decision over a 210-pound Cuban named Nino Valdez. Valdez was the #1 contender for the heavyweight championship, which meant Archie, reigning light heavyweight champion, would face heavyweight champion Rocky Marciano. Archie knew it was now or never. Rocky was a 4-1 favorite. Archie was somewhere between 39 and 41. Rocky was raw, but he was a brutal puncher with endless cardio and completely impossible to discourage. His game plan was to throw punches until one of you died.
The famous Lewis Kahn fight, and then so much at stake through this first round, but almost.
Archie caught him walking onto his counter right hand in the second, dropped the caveman, but he was up in 2. Archie went off on him, but Rocky didn't mind.
2 minutes until the end of the round.
Not even an accurate power puncher like Archie Moore was going to discourage Rocky.
Himself, unbeaten in 48 professional fights.
Archie fought his heart out, knowing full well he'd likely never get another shot.
Marciano is on his man like a tiger.
Archie put his counters in short and sweet, while Rocky put an ugly beating on an old man.
He's still managing to make a fight of it, but the heavyweight champion of the world has too many punches and too much strength. In slow motion.
Archie knew he was on borrowed time, but he had an impeccable line of credit. We move forward another 3 years. Archie is still reigning champion, now 41 by conservative estimates. Makes another defense of his title against a raw puncher from a small fishing village in Canada named Yvon Durrell. It looks like the end. Yvon catches him on a nasty 1-2. Moore failed to shoulder roll. Archie took a horrific beating on unsteady legs. He goes to the ground, and when he gets up, Yvonne levels him with a right hand he had a running start for. Archie got to his feet. Somehow his legs are good again, like the second murderous right hand cleared the effects of the first one. Somehow he survives the round. And then somehow, the oldest man in boxing starts aging in reverse.
Good right hand shot by Archie Moore.
The years start falling off ageless Archie like Benjamin Button. He started leeching youth off Yvonne like a vampire. By round 11, Archie looks 2 decades younger.
Man, oh man, what a dramatic turn in this fight.
But time marches on. Archie destroyed Durrell in a rematch. He never really lost the light heavyweight title in the ring.
The ageless wonder of boxing, Archie Moore.
His last real fight was at heavyweight against a man at least 28 years his junior.
Cassius Clay.
A man he tried and failed to train because a young Cassius Clay wanted to do things his way. The brash future champion even called the round he'd finally finished the old Mongoose.
I'm the one who usually does the popping off, but he started, so I cut this from 8 rounds to 4 rounds.
Not even Archie could avoid his fate forever.
Moore totters even under light punches. He is wobbling.
Shiraz Ali would go on to greatness. He closed the show on the hardest working man in boxing, just as promised.
Cassius Clay has done it again in about 1 minute and 30 seconds of the 4th round.
Archie didn't languish in retirement. He became a civil rights activist and helped train George Foreman and thousands of kids around the world. His final record is controversial still, but most agree he's the only man to fight at a world level with over 130 knockouts. 10 years as light heavyweight champ, 220 plus documented fights. While the clock turns forever forward, Archie's records remain as timeless and unbreakable as the man who set them.